This show contains profanity, advice you should never follow, humor that you might not enjoy. The names have been changed to protect the guilty. Do not try this at home.
Greetings, Yellow Blazers, Blue Blazers, Bill Bryson lovers, Bill Bryson haters, Trail Dazers. Welcome to the Pox and Puss podcast, a proud member of the Appalachian Trails family. My name is Pox Holiday, and sitting about 4.5 hours to my east is Miss Puss in Boots. This is our third annual Trail Days episode, and like I always like to say, if this is your first time listening to our show, this is not what they're normally like. We set up outside of MoJoe's coffee house on the west side of Damascus, north side, according to the trail, right next to Sundog Outfitters. Usually you hear a ton of people walking by our tent. This year was a little bit interesting because there was a very slow start to our day. Usually there's a line out the door at MoJoe's for their breakfast special. They have like kind of a little buffet thing set up there. This year they even brought in reserves to help out. Unfortunately, there just were not the numbers of people there that normally are out and about. I talked to a few people in town this year, and they kind of felt like it was a little bit slow as well. But then as Saturday went on, it picked up. From what I understand, there was a lot of extracurricular activity in Tent City this year. So I think there were some people just kind of sluggish to get up in the morning, and maybe they couldn't quite stomach breakfast that early. But the cool thing is we had two people set up to come talk to us, Superfeet and Too Loud, and they showed up almost back to back to one another. And Superfeet is Stephanie from episode 50, who sent us the box full of Australian goodies, so we get to talk to her about that. And Too Loud, well, I'll leave it up. I'll tell you what happens with Too Loud at the end of the episode. But anyway, it was a really hot and sunny day, so you can hear us constantly kind of trying to get underneath the 10x10 tent we have there. You're probably going to notice some more edit points than normal just because of just the way things worked out. You'll hear us talk to people off mic, saying hello or buying a shirt. We kind of both pop in and out of the conversation based on people coming up to the tent. And also, I obviously had barbecue and food on my mind in this episode. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to shut up. And here's Trail Days 2015. I'm going to call this first part Superfeet and the Equator Boys.
Nice. I think they're bringing out a peanut butter Tim Tam because so many Americans have moved to Australia and they like to put peanut butter in everything, so it's a fact.
I have a friend who thru-hiked in 2001, and he moved to Australia.
Yeah.
Did he put peanut butter in everything?
I don't know.
We don't really do peanut butter as much as you guys do. Like, we don't have like Reese's. It's not really a brand over there. Although
Do you put peanut butter on bread? Here, we should record this.
We do put peanut butter on bread.
I mean, like, do you eat peanut butter? Like,
you eat peanut butter, but you don't. You wouldn't like. I don't know, like, we don't have so much food that's already got peanut butter in it or peanut butter flavored or...
Yeah, I think most foods probably, it's not real peanut butter.
Can
it's
you
like
charge the phone while you're here? I got two chargers over here.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Android
I've got
and
one.
iPod.
Look at you.
Mine's tucked into
That was smart.
Yeah, I was like,
What a thinker.
somebody could sit down.
Thinker.
Occasionally. It only took me 3
Stinker.
years.
Good
And then I
job.
was like, oh, we got rocking chairs. I've invited people to sit
Aw.
down, you know, kind of thing. Of course, I did have to put a bunch of shit in them so
You
people
are
wouldn't...
so... Look at how prepped you are. I'm really sorry. I haven't eaten in like
It's okay.
20 hours, so... Sorry.
Do you want to sit? No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
So we can stand over you and talk.
Yeah.
Those
David
snazzy-
Letterman style.
Look at those snazzy flippy floppies.
Yeah,
These ones are the ones I got on are the Bedrocks. I won them in the Badger sponsorship.
Yeah.
So they've been awesome.
Nice.
When my feet were really swollen, I walked for like 6 miles in these, and it was
Nice.
better because my feet actually fit in them.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
you told us earlier, but tell us again, your trail name is?
My trail name is Superfeet.
How'd that
which
come about?
another hiker, Bookie, gave that to me, but it comes from By the time I got to Neil's Gap, my feet had gone from a size 8 to a size 11, which was a really comfortable and fun experience for those 30 miles.
Yeah.
Ow. So, yeah, they're super size, but not necessarily super feeling.
But they are super feet.
They are definitely super feet.
Excellent.
Now, and you had them fixed at Outdoor 76. Well, you know what I mean by fixed.
Yes.
your feet were fixed, yeah.
Yeah, the guys at Outdoor 76
They bound them and broke them and reshaped them, and you're good.
They really helped me out. I spent probably maybe 5 hours there over 2 separate days trying different things, different insoles, different shoes.
What did you wind up going with shoe-wise?
I've got a Vosk shoe now. I don't know if I'm saying that correct.
Sounds perfect.
And I've got a sole insole as well, and that's been great. Like before I got to Franklin, I was only doing 6 miles a day, which was the other trail name that was suggested to me was 6 or 1 speed. And since I've
Fixie. yeah, exactly.
Since I left Franklin, I've actually started being able to do 10-mile days and stuff like that.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been a lot better.
Fabulous.
So you were telling again. We should have picked up the microphones a while ago. So
My bad.
how was that? Oh, it was my fault. So the process of getting a visa.
Yeah.
Like,
so
what do you have to do in order to do that? In case people can't tell you're from Australia, but anyway.
So to get the visa, I had to do an application online and then apply for an appointment down in Sydney. So I booked my flights, paid my visa application fee, gave away a whole bunch of money, and got down there, and they sent me a list of all the very important information I would need to bring with me, financial information about where I was going, everything like that. So I went through 3 different security checkpoints. I get up to the office, my number gets called, I get up there, I pull out my giant display book full of all my very important information, and she asked me if I've read Wild, which I wasn't sure what to answer, because do you say you've read a book about a promiscuous heroin addict or not? So I went with yes, and she stamped my book and let me in. So
Without having to show all the other shit they made you bring.
No, didn't look at any of it. I was like, oh, man.
Way to play to your crowd.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, what would have happened if you had said no? Who knows?
I'm assuming they get a few Australians through. There's a couple of us on the trail this year. There's a girl up ahead whose trail name is Sachet.
Okay.
She only got the 90-day visa. She didn't apply for the longer one. She got the trail name Sachet because we refer to everything that comes in like a little packet as a sachet of something, like a coffee sachet.
Oh, yeah.
And everyone thought that was hilarious. And she told me her trail name. I was like, so your trail name's Packet? Okay. That's
What
cool.
do we think more of? Sachet sounds more like a
dance.
A dance, yeah. Like a way you move is what I think of more.
I like the way you move.
I like the way you move it.
I like the way you move.
Yeah.
Also, real quick, let's talk about what I heard. So you came up with a really good idea for a Twitter feed.
Yep.
And what is it?
Shit Thru-Hikers say.
Yeah.
Which I've already uploaded it, but I haven't started posting. I'm going to start doing that today.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Because the amount of sentences that I've heard out here that I'm just like, out of the context of the trail, that is not something you want to be saying to people. Like outside the NOC, we were sitting by the river there having a good time, and some hikers that I hadn't met before came up, and they were like, hey guys, if you follow the rails, we've set up a hobo camp down there, so see you down there later. I was like,
The rails. And the funny is like, having worked there for 2 years, I know exactly what they're talking about. It's not anything special. It's like, like we're taking it to the man. It's like, no, you just walk down the trail a bit.
But it's great for a hobo camp.
It is great for hobo camp.
As far as hobo camps
Either
go.
way, there's hobo camps you can go to.
well, there's nothing I like better than when I call mom and being like, yeah, so I'm just staying at a hobo camp by the rails. Or
Down by the river.
Yeah, there's a hobo camp down there.
Or
So
like,
I overheard a few things today. And I've told you guys, but just act like you haven't. So my favorite was there was a beautiful German Shepherd here. And this woman just said, oh, is that a German Shepherd? Without a doubt, the most recognizable dog on the face of the earth. Is that a German Shepherd? What was my other one? There was somebody that says, "What's open container?"
Which I then told you,
Yeah.
I don't know what an open container is either, so that makes sense. Some of us are foreigners. We don't know.
What was my other one? We're outside of MoJoe's, and next door is Sundog Outfitter, which does hiking, camping, cycling. I'm just reading off the sign there, but they do shuttles up to the top of White Top. You can come down the Creeper Trail, which is 23 miles away or something like that, I think. And from here it would be all uphill, but at like a 1% grade. And so this guy walked by. He's like, "What? I don't understand. What's up? What's up with shuttles? I mean, just leave from here." Like, oh gosh, it's like the average person that's riding this is not going to do 46 miles.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point entirely. Have you not noticed that all of the children riding bikes are like hip height? They can't do that.
Yeah, there was a group of kids here who were like, as I was walking over to my car, they were all sitting in the back of the pickup truck, and they were like, "Can we ride in the back?" And the dad's like, "No," and you just hear like all of them go, "Dang it!"
Oh man!
Well, we were talking yesterday. You had some interesting experiences riding in back to trucks.
I got to trail days. Very fortunately, got a lift with someone who was willing to let me and 3 other people sit in the back of the pickup. And they were like, "Look, it should be fine. It's all legal down here unless we go on the interstate." And I was like, "Okay, like that's cool. Like I don't know. My mom would kill me for getting in the back of a pickup anyway because it's super illegal, I'm pretty sure, everywhere in Australia unless you're actually on a farm." And 2 seconds later, we're turning onto the interstate, and I was like, "Oh no!" And we're flying past trucks and stuff, and I was just like, "Don't let me die. My mom will not forgive me."
I just like that he said, "We should be okay as long as we don't get on the interstate." Like that's not a good start to a hitch anyhow. Like, we should be okay.
No, we should be, or you're gonna be, you might have trouble, or something like that is my least favorite sentence. When I got here, customs,
I'm almost positive that's a good one.
I had like a 1-year visa. So when I got here, I came through LA International or whatever, and I'm going through customs, and they're like, "So this port of entry is 6 months." And I was like, "Oh, but like I'm hiking the trail, so I might need a couple of weeks, if I twist an ankle or something like that. Like, could I get like at least 7? And she went away, was typing at her computer, came back, and she's like, "All right, I've put down in the system that you're here for a year, but you might get some trouble with that." Now, I don't know what Americans think Australians' impression of that is, but like, you tell me I might have some trouble with American law, and I picture that I'm going to Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Exactly.
That snake might be poisonous.
Well, no snakes are poisonous. They're all venomous.
I might be ovulating.
I might kick you in the nuts if you say that again.
I used to be a camp counselor pretty close to here, and I had a group of female campers that were all in a tent, and they woke up in the morning, and I was trying to get them up. It's breakfast time. Get up, come get your breakfast. And they all start screaming, and I'm like, "What is the problem?" And they're like, "There's a spider in our tent. There's a spider in our tent." I'm like, "You're at wilderness camp. I'm gonna need you to sack up here and come on out." And they're like, "No, really." And like the whole tent is like shaking. They're obviously having a hard time of it. And I'm like, "Seriously, what is the problem?" And I unzip the tent and I look down, and it's like, I can very clearly see the spider staring back at me. Like, its body is twice the size of my thumb. Like, it's a really big spider. And I was just sort of like, "All right, this is valid. My bad.
I'll let you guys freak out over that."
I understand. I could probably take this spider's pulse, so I feel okay about the fact that you're really tweaking. So.
No, everyone else, like, when we see, like, a snake or a spider or something on the trail, I'm like, "Oh, snake, I'm getting out of here." And everyone else is, like, stopping and trying to take photos. And I'm like, "What are you people doing? It's a snake." And they're like, "Oh, this one's not gonna hurt you," or whatever. And I'm like, from a country where every snake will hurt you, I'm not hanging around to find out what that one is.
Yeah. We're pretty sure that this one isn't poisonous.
I've got, hang on, let me get out my wilderness guide and, like, line it up to that picture. No, thank you.
My mind just went blank. I had something to say. Damn it. Oh,
I'm sure it was hilarious.
It was great. It was going to be great.
Oh, man.
It is. I'll walk away. I'll look at my phone and go, I'm going to put that note I just had in my brain in there real quick. And then I will pick up my phone to start typing the note. And then I go, oh, Facebook. And the next thing I know, I'll go, wait, what the fuck was that? What? Oh, it was going to be the $1 million idea.
I've been the same, like, while I've been hiking, because I'm trying to blog, like, for my trip and stuff like that, because I thought that would be a fun idea. And anyway, like, I'll be, like, hiking up a mountain. I'll be like, oh, man, I am so smart right now. Like, I am coming up with some really poetic, amazing stuff. And I get to a rock to sit down to, like, type it up on my phone, and I'm like, something hills, feet.
Something mountains.
I need more water. The end. I got nothing at all.
I've started keeping a pad of paper in my car because I find that driving is when I am hit with $1 million ideas.
Right, yeah.
But since I left my house at the ass crack of dawn this morning, the two things that I wrote down were, and I believe I tweeted them,
Yeah.
was musicians do it better, but, you know, like...
I feel like I've seen that on a bumper sticker.
Oh, really?
I really do.
Oh, I was
I
pretty
don't
proud
know.
of it.
I was thinking you had seen it.
Oh.
You saw it on the car and just
No.
did it. Oh.
No, that was all from right here.
all
That
up
was
there.
all from right here. But then the other was I drove by a moving truck, and the slogan for the moving truck was, wait, what was it? Self movers who deliver. And I was like, but that's the most misleading slogan. Do you actually deliver? Like, if you're doing it yourself, then is it a rental? Like, what? There are so many things that you might be hired for that I can't tell what it is because of your tagline. And it was whoever said that's brilliant should be fired.
I know one thing I thought of. This was at work kind of thing where something popped in my head and like a question. What does barbecue mean to you?
Oh man, the food over here, I've been getting like lots of different ones. So if we're having a barbie, it's usually steak and sausages on the barbie, and like not usually, well, I mean, some people would marinate them a little bit, but you're not going to get like the barbecue marinated stuff that you get here that like falls apart, that was cooked over an open pit for like 10 hours.
That's
or anything
the way we
like
like it.
But so as a barbecue, here's the thing. See, where I'm from, barbecue is a noun and not a verb. Up north in the U.S., people, they barbecue.
They have a barbecue.
They have a barbecue.
Yeah, we have a barbie.
You have a barbecue. Okay, so
Yeah.
down in the South, we eat barbecue and we grill out.
No, we don't grill out. We barbie.
You barbie. Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You have...
And this wasn't just for you. When you said barbie, I'm like, oh, yeah, no shit. Shrimp on the barbie, I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
But
except
we're
not
going to ask
shrimp.
everybody that.
You have to have prawns on the barbie because we
Prawns
don't
on
have
the-
shrimp.
Oh,
Okay, see,
Misleading tourism ads.
that's awesome. Thank you for clarifying. I was actually going to make a joke about shrimp on the Barbie, and now it makes me that much happier that like the phrase shrimp on the Barbie is not even correct. Like,
Yeah.
people say
No,
it all the time here.
because I think is it Paul Hogan was living in the States and was doing a tourism campaign for Australia that was only going to be aired over here.
Yeah.
And so saying we'll throw another prawn on the barbie for you,
We wouldn't have known.
it wouldn't have made any sense. So they threw another shrimp on the barbie.
Come on, come and say g'day. I'll slip an extra shrimp on the barbie for you. America's discovered the wonders down under. Have you?
But now Americans like often say to us, "Oh, like you're gonna throw another shrimp," and I'm like, "No, I'm really not,
No, I
because
really
I don't know what that is."
Well, I love how the Outback commercials, like Outback Steakhouse over here,
Yeah.
our quote-unquote Australian thing. The voiceover guy for that is one of the guys from Flight of the Conchords.
Oh yeah, because
from New Zealand.
Kiwi Land is the same.
And
Totally.
it was like, I remember hearing that and I was like, wait a minute, that's Jermaine from
That'll
the
totally
Flight
work.
of the Conchords.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I've had
God.
like a lot of good food experiences since I got here, where people have been like, "Oh, you don't know what a goo-goo cluster is? Oh, you have to have a goo-goo cluster."
You had a moon
Or,
pie yet?
I got a moon pie.
You got a moon pie.
Sloppy Joe. I had a sloppy Joe, which was
Nice
great.
meeting you. See you later.
It's
And
a
I-
sloppy Jane if you're a girl.
Oh,
Not really.
Not really, but
damn it! I totally would have believed that.
well, years ago, my where my wife and I went to school, we had a really big Irish population in the school, and they had never. It was their first year here, and they had never been to a Thanksgiving.
I have not had Thanksgiving, and someone asked me why I haven't had Thanksgiving, and I was like, because it's a tradition for you from like when you were thankful to the Indians, I think, for sharing their corn.
Right.
Do I know more about your holiday than you do? I don't know.
A lot of people you probably do. Yeah.
I mean, well done. Good job.
I mean,
well, I tried to convince them that we had to slaughter a goat.
oh,
I was like, well, we do this, and this, and then out back we have to go back and slaughter the goat like we do. And
isn't there like a sacrificial turkey or something like
are you gonna
that?
stick around?
There's at the White House,
Yeah.
the president pardons a turkey every
Oh.
Thanksgiving.
That's nice.
Yeah,
The rest
like-
of them get eaten, but
Isn't
that one right there is
isn't
cool.
it that there's two and he picks which one? I
I
can't.
don't
can't
That
really
feels
remember.
rough.
It feels really like I'm always uncomfortable whenever
I don't like go into like the restaurants where you got to pick your own like fish from the like tanker.
I want that lobster.
Yeah.
He looks like an asshole. He has it coming.
Yeah, that one I'm not into.
I think
Yeah.
I saw. This might be a dream or something. I saw. I think there might be an online cartoon or something about like the farm where all the pardoned turkeys go or something like that. So it's a joke thing, or it's like
One
a cartoon.
turkey ranch?
Well, yeah, one turkey ranch, and so it's like. Yeah, they all. It's like this is where they all go, and there's a hierarchy of the turkeys. Maybe that was just a dream. I don't know.
That's
I think
cool.
it was a dream. I've had a lot of really good dreams lately.
Me too. For no damn. I normally don't have them at all.
Recently, my most retweeted tweet was I shared with our Twitter community that I had a very realistic dream. So much, in fact, that when my husband tried to wake me up in the morning, I was like mumbling about Twister, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" And he thought I was talking about a tornado. And I was like, no. And as soon as like my eyes opened, I was like, it's brilliant. A Twister mat as a ground cloth. So smart. Like, then you can play Twister in the shelter. Oh my God, this is life changing. And
It's gonna blow some people's minds.
I know, right? I mean, people
Where do I
retweeted
get
that.
one? I'll take that on the trail. I don't have a ground cloth yet, so make that
Well,
fun.
I'm sure that maybe the Dollar General has Twister.
See, mine, I actually had, you tweeted that, and then I think either that same day or the next night, I had one where I was hiking. You know, it's always that thing where like, and I hate talking about dreams, but this one just is like, I'll condense it down real quick. You know, you're doing something, and then all of a sudden, like, you're doing something else, but you're still doing the other thing that you were doing before. So I was hiking, and then all of a sudden, I was in the air, and my backpack turned into a parachute. And maybe my parachute wasn't opening, or
Was
something
like
was going
flatware
on.
and pots and pans and like tablecloths flying out of it, like in a cartoon.
I don't recall, but all of a sudden then I start slipping out of my backpack.
I am actually.
It
Like that
starts-
old lady.
And I'm like, oh God, and I'm literally holding on to the hip belt, and I'm like, oh, and then I make the decision like, well, I need to crash into this mountain, and so
Obviously.
like, your brain can just do something all of a sudden. I like go flying in on my left-hand side and smack into the side of the mountain. And when I woke up, I had like this phantom pain on my left side where I was like, oh gosh. And like for the first like few seconds that I was awake, I was like, what did I do? And it was like, oh, I didn't do anything. It was an absolute dream.
It's not your side that you're numb on, is it?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, that was the other thing. 2 days after Puss and I recorded last, the left side of my face went numb.
That's always good.
Yeah.
It's never a good feeling.
Yeah.
This is one of my trail angels from on the trail.
right on.
Hot
Hey,
dogs.
Pops. My trail name's Courtesy.
Nice courtesy.
I thought that she was introducing you as hot dogs, and I was like, I love it. That's a
No.
great trail name.
I got hot dogs. I remember people buy food, and we also did popcorn over the fire.
Excellent.
Shake and
that
heat.
night at,
Excellent.
Cheese Factory.
Oh, nice.
Not to be confused with the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
No,
Everybody-
we were calling it that because we couldn't remember that it was the cheese factory, and so we got up there and we are like, oh yeah, we're going to Cheesecake Factory or Cheesecake today, and everyone was like, where? I was like,
Aren't you
Go
a
up the
little
trail,
stinky for the
go
Cheesecake
Maggiano's,
Factory?
It's right next to it.
Excellent.
And there's a Foot Locker just a
Oh,
block down, right?
Of course. It's right next to Indian Grave. It's right there.
Yeah.
Bed Bath & Beyond.
That's the sequence.
I don't know if we'll have time.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Oh man.
So you guys have actually mentioned me twice on your show.
What?
And I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Can he borrow that for a second?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys a hint, but I'm doing. Hold this for 2 seconds because I'm going to do a visual.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
you guys ready for this?
Uh-huh.
Can we do this whole
yes.
thing over again?
Is your name Michael?
Hands down,
Again.
circular motion.
Nice.
It's actually Brent Binion,
Okay. Yes. Okay.
so I
Gotcha.
knew that would trigger.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Hands. Can we just do this whole thing over again?
Perfect.
Yeah.
You did that perfectly.
I memorized it. I was like, this is it. This is so quintessential. I had a
Excellent.
very bad job, and I spent a lot of time commuting, listening to this crazy podcast, Pox and Puss, and I was howling in my car.
Oh, thank you.
Listening
That's
to
awesome.
that.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, I'm a big fan.
Well,
I'm like,
thank
you just made Pox's heart grow 3 sizes.
3 sizes. Yeah. Exactly.
3 sizes
That's
big.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, you already have a big heart, so I don't know if it can grow any
that's
larger
a
than
lie.
that.
Awesome.
That's a lie.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Too big, you won't be able to get it.
Yeah. Exactly. I won't be able to do.
Yeah. And this is my son, Bighorn.
Bighorn.
And not to be confused with the actual guy walking around here with big horns. I don't know if you've seen this guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, that was really cool. Like a
He's
Viking thing.
He's got horns on the side of his head.
Although when I said it looked like a Viking thing, someone told me that actually Vikings didn't have horns, and I was like,
Helmets that had horns. So come on now.
Yeah. Exactly.
no, apparently they didn't. Apparently that wasn't the Vikings. And
That's
that's
fabricated
a,
because it looks better in cartoons.
Yeah, it comes from the cartoon or something. Apparently.
Yeah. Hagar the Horrible would have been useless without his
Yeah.
horns.
I know.
He would have just looked like a caveman. Something had to differentiate.
Hagar the Horrible.
It hasn't showed up yet.
I think everybody is still sleeping off
this time of
the
year.
bonfire dance party that was
Bonfire
last
hangover.
night. There was a drums circle dance thing happening.
See, tonight's supposed to be the big one.
Well, I was too sober when I arrived at the drum circle last night, and I was like, oh, man, this is a lot going on.
I don't get it. I don't get it. What's happening? It's just people dancing around
So
in
this
circles.
is a good question for you. There's another one that I thought of while working one day and put it into actually made it into my phone. When you're done,
if I may,
yes.
there's a gentleman with horns right there.
Oh, okay. There he is.
Just thought I'd interject him.
Yeah, there's the guy with the horn.
And also to clarify, I don't have anything against drum circles. I'm just saying, you're either sober and you don't understand, or you get there and you're like, oh, this is my jam. This is great. This is awesome. And it's one of 2 experiences. It's either the best thing ever, or you're like, I don't like how this feels against my chest.
Usually, if like the ones that I've experienced here, I've had a really good time at the beginning, and then after a while, I'm like, all right, let me step back here and
Gonna shuffle away.
yeah, I'm gonna head on.
I saw this blog where somebody asked, hey, I've never done trail magic before, and I'm thinking of setting one up because I live near the AT, and I'm thinking about setting up a drum circle. And I just read that and I was thinking, I can't imagine hiking 8 hours, up hills, down hills.
Yeah.
You're coming down the mountain. What do you want? Water,
I wanna
rest,
bang
food,
on some
sleep.
drums.
You're like, yeah, I
Sloppy
don't want
joes.
somebody like, hey, let's do a drum circle right
sloppy
now
joes.
on my hike. I'm like,
Like, just
Save
give me a
that.
Coca-Cola.
save that. Exactly. Put Coke in a cooler and walk away.
I would murder somebody for a Gatorade right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, where are
I've
you
been in
based
such a
out of?
cherry Coke.
I live in Cumming, Georgia.
Okay.
So me and my family go up to the AT practically every weekend.
Okay.
Awesome.
And when we're not hiking, we do trail magic.
Oh, nice.
So we did about 8 days worth of trail magic this year.
Wow.
2 days at Cooper Gap, 1 day at Indian Grave, another one at Deep Gap, which we shared with King Croc. Have you guys heard of King Croc?
No,
He
not
did
yet.
he brought his RV up and did like a week or 2.
Oh,
up at
awesome.
Deep
I
Gap.
think I might have seen some pictures.
Yeah,
online.
you'll
That's
see that.
funny.
There's definitely photos online
Yeah.
of that. And then we did my favorite one was Wyeball Tower on a bad rainy day.
Nice.
So we set up inside the tower with like hot
really?
dogs and a barbecuer, and it was good.
My
that's pretty
best
cool.
my best trail magic ever was on top of Wyebald. It was snowing, and some crazy lady opened up her minivan door and she was like, hey, have you seen my husband? And like told us his name, and we were like, no, we haven't. And she was like, well, all this KFC is gonna go to waste. Do you want some? And we were like, yes, we do. And it was like 18 degrees and gross and like snowing pretty hard, and it was just that. For a brief moment, we hesitated when she said, do you want to eat it in my van? It's warm in here. And we were like,
This is how it starts.
this is a terrible, terrible idea. but it's really cold out here. Yes, crazy lady, we will eat fried chicken in your van with you.
Yeah, I definitely
turned out
spooked
really-
a guy up there
it
one
worked
time.
well.
I came up with just nothing but like I had beer and cheer wine, and I made a loop from Franklin to Winding Stair to Waya to Wesser, back down to NOC, and then I live kind of close to Bryson City-ish, and so I was doing this whole loop, and of course Waya, it's so high up, it was completely different than everything else, and it was just like this wall of just clouds, and I just like walked through the mist with a cooler, and this guy's just like I didn't see him except for like 10 feet away, and he was just kind of like, what the heck? And I was like, you want a beer or cheer wine? He's like, yeah, kind of the same thing, like, yeah, like what's the catch?
Right. You're not even a real person.
no,
You're a ghost in the mist.
Exactly.
What do I have to give you in return?
Exactly. So let me ask you a question, if you don't mind.
Yes.
So one of the questions we have that I thought of was, when you get home, what is the one food you're gonna go for that you can't have while you're out on trail?
Giant roast lamb. You guys do not eat as much lamb as we
Roast
do.
lamb.
We don't do as much lamb here.
We don't do lamb a lot. Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Lamb a lot.
Lamb a lot. Sounds
was
like
funny.
the worst place that King Arthur could live.
for a bit of fun for yourself, you can YouTube our Australians Love Lamb ads.
Wow.
Sam Neill's in a few of them. We eat a lot of lamb, like at least like once or twice a week. I would say there's lamb on my
Wow.
table, and I've not had lamb since I got
Do you
here.
anticipate that you'll still be in the States for Thanksgiving?
No, I've got to get home.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
Say, come to my
Well, you're in
house.
the
I'll make you
reserves
lamb.
in the Australian military.
Yeah. So I'm a Royal Australian Navy reservist, but I've got my friend's wedding in November, so I'm.
It's showing up there. Keep on talking. It's just sometimes it cuts out like it shows up there. Yeah, she's there.
Yeah, so I'm bridesmaid in November. And originally when I first got out here, because I was hiking so slow because of my feet, I started getting a few messages from my friend like, hey, like I noticed you haven't really been hitting like what you thought you would, like you're gonna be home on time, right? I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be home on time because I might get some trouble if I don't with the customs.
You might have some trouble with
There's
it.
a possibility.
Yeah.
Lost on the AT, they won't find her.
Exactly.
No, they'll find you. They'll find you. It's
Yeah.
amazing. They can
They're-
find anybody.
They'll send the Ridge Runners out looking for that bloody Aussie.
Yeah,
I mean,
they found you.
they found me. I had
Your
Ridge
mom
Runners. Yeah.
Is that when your mom was looking for you?
Yes. To my knowledge, I'm the only person to have like turned a corner, run into a Ridge Runner, and have them be like, "Oh, Puss, your mom called. She wants to know where you are." And I'm like, I just met you for the first time yesterday. How did my mom call you?
Yeah.
True story.
The first Ridge Runner I saw was packing out 2 totally decimated backpacks in the Smokies, like that first campground.
There's been real bad bear trouble, hasn't there?
Yeah, that first campground,
Oh,
Birch
yeah.
Spring. 2, I think they were like section hikers. I think they'd set up their tent and had gone down to get water. So it wasn't like the time of day yet where you'd hung your bear bag or anything like that. So there was like their bags were there and stuff like that. And they went down to get water and they heard like a commotion and ran back up, and bears were dragging their packs off into the woods. But because they were section hikers, like their bags had their car keys and their phones, and like so they were basically stranded. And the shuttle driver told us he found them in the car park, like not in a good state. They were very unhappy. And then we changed our plans because originally I planned on doing the 7 up to the campground instead of the 12 up to the first shelter. So I was like, well, we're doing 12 to the first shelter then. And that night, some guys did a night hike, and they packed up some beer in their bags. One of the bags exploded in the backpack, so they had like a beer-soaked backpack and sleeping bag and stuff like that. Then genius trail kid number 1 sets up his tent, puts his pack outside his tent, goes to sleep, hears bears outside his tent in the middle of the night, but doesn't get up to investigate. And is shocked when his bag is gone in the morning and, like, his stuff is strewn across, like, however far. And I think they found his bag, and it was, like, chewed down to, like, just, like, the straps. Someone gave him a trash bag liner to, like, stick inside it. Mm-hmm. And he packed out what gear he was able to find. But,
in 2000, I worked at a place out west, and I remember this one kid. We did like a 21-day program and in the backcountry, and this one kid had like a very rudimentary, like, 2000-ish digital video camera, and he was like, these kids. I had heard the story before I saw the video, and these kids had they had set their packs over in one area, and they had done everything you do. They cooked in one area and put their other stuff in another, and while they were cooking, bear just basically came up like, "Yep, hey, how's it going?" And they did everything they were told to do. You get big, make big noise. And the bear just was like, nope, not worrying about it. Came right up, and you just see him like going through their stuff.
Oh man!
And they're all like, and they got pots and pans, and they're banging them. And like every once in a while, the bear just looks up like, okay. And just keeps going back.
All y'all.
And it's funny because you can hear them like minutes of screaming and yelling, and then it's like, go away, bear. Come on! It's just like one by one they kind of pipe in like, this sucks. And they're just one after.
There goes the Snickers bars. Oh man!
And they're like, all right, let's try it again. And it was just like, screw you guys.
Wow.
I'm hungry.
I've had a few people like, give me the, well, when you see a bear, what you've got to do is this, and then like, I was like, okay, and then someone else was like, it's when you see a moose that you're in trouble, and then someone else was like, no, the mountain lion will just get you from behind. And I was like,
yeah,
okay, cool. Like, and they were like giving me all these tips on like how I was gonna survive all these situations. And I was like, you guys come to Australia, the drop bears are gonna get you, and that's all I have to say.
Yeah,
drop bears.
Take
you all
mambas.
out. Yeah, drop bears and black mambas. You don't need to worry about anything else. We like it when tourists come over because that sacrifice them to the drop bear gods.
Thins out the herd.
Yeah. I'll let you in on a Navy secret about the Equator Boys. So before you cross the equator for the first time, there's always like a crossing the line ceremony, and it's a big deal.
Right.
And they'll put out like calls that they need extra lookouts to close up to see the Equator Boys, because all the way around the earth, every like half mile in the ocean, there's an Equator Boy stationed. And when you're a naval vessel and you're passing that close, it's like your requirement is to check that the buoy is like, in good functioning condition, and they've got photos of what they look like so you know what you're looking out for, and it's all really exciting, and you get like 40 people closed up, and then, all right, well, let's take a photo of everyone who came up here.
Nice.
Smile. You're an Equator Boy lookout. That is not a thing. There is no way that anyone is putting in a buoy every half mile the entire circumference.
I don't know. I think
it
makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's designed so you know where the equator is, so you know when you're crossing the line.
The best part is you and I talked last night about people correcting your and so I was envisioning boys, B-O-Y-S.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, what? Like that one's even more outlandish.
The Equator buoys.
But I like boy better.
No, I totally. I was picturing a small child.
Equator Boys. And there's another good one is like they'll often ask for anyone who wants to volunteer to ski behind the boat as it goes across the line. Like they'll put a line down to ski, and basically what happens is at the crossing of the line ceremony, they got 2 planks of wood on the deck. You stand, whoever put their name down on the volunteer sheet has to stand up there, and they get hosed. How's the skiing? Good. I hope you're having fun.
Are there any other American surprises once you got here? Besides, you might be okay.
I might be okay.
You might be allowed to be here.
Not really surprises. I watch a lot of American TV, so I sort of knew what I was in for.
Me too.
My first night at shelter, I did the day hike before the 6-month hike, so I was at Black Gap, or whatever it is, at the bottom of Springer, and walked into the shelter, and there was a dude there, just like open carry pistol on his hip, and I was like, America. I have arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is not common in Australia at all. Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I'm gonna transition to this man wearing pink shorts over here.
Yeah.
Anything else you have to say to the people of Pox and Puss?
If you're meeting me on the trail for trail magic, bring cherry coke. We do not have that at home.
Nice. Thank you so much.
All right.
Good to see you guys. You want to rock
We'll
out?
see you in a little bit.
I'll bring slow and steady back for the
Yes,
round.
please do. Yeah, have a seat, Chris. Nice meeting you, man. Finally.
Yeah, I know, right?
Absolutely. What's your trail
I
name?
don't know who you
Too
are.
Loud.
Too Loud. Okay.
Chris,
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Too Loud. My trail name is Too Loud.
Excellent. Excellent.
Too Loud the Collector, because I collect trail names.
That's right. You put a picture up. You had a whole bunch of
I have about-
just so you know, speaking to the pink side, you're probably facing it.
Okay,
You're
yeah.
good. You're good.
So, yeah, I collect a bunch of trail names now, apparently.
Old 5 names.
Because you've kind of been with group. Is
Yeah,
that how it was?
yeah. And then every group, they're like, oh, you should be, Tiki Tits, or you should be... All right, so Tiki Tits, so I got this really, really
Wait.
nice campsite.
Is that actually one of the names that they've
Yes.
given you?
Yes.
You weren't just like
So there's
throwing
a
that
story-
out there
no,
as an
there's a
example.
story there.
I'm listening. I'm just looking.
Yeah, good.
Sorry.
We get to this nice campsite. I don't know, in between shelters. I can't remember where it was now, but we set up, and we at that point in time we loved setting up at like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Like,
Of course.
why not? We're just gonna, we're just gonna set up and kill an afternoon. Why not? It's a beautiful day.
Go on.
So we set up and
catch up with you. You wanted my run?
It's okay.
as we're setting up, I see this this stump. It's about this tall off the ground.
That's belly button height for tall people.
I mean, for people who aren't not my height, I mean, it's carved completely halfway through, and it's got 2 tits on it, carved tits, and a Miss Pac-Man head. Apparently someone thought that was funny, and I did too.
Yeah.
I was like, that's cool. I wonder how sturdy that is. So I kick it. It's dried completely
Did
through.
you
It
ruin
snapped
a
in
piece
half.
of history?
It snapped in half. Just right at the base, snapped in half. I might almost tripped over because I kicked it. Like my foot just went through it. And I'm panicking now. I'm like, oh shit. What do I do with it? So I pick it up and throw it into a fire. And I was just like, oh, there you go, solves that.
Evidence gone.
2 hours later, and this is a Thursday, no rain planned for till Sunday. Right? Now 2 hours later, we have the bottom drops out. It's like a biblical storm. Hail. We have lightning, the thunder that shakes the ground, like trees are falling all around us. My friends were like, this was you. You did this. This is all you. Your fault. I reject your false idols.
You brought this upon us.
I didn't think to shut up, Tiki Tits. It's like, God damn it.
Tiki tits.
So one of my other names is Brother Fetus.
Sorry, I was in the middle of belching as you said that. Oh, go ahead.
So
Sorry.
Brother Fetus just came from a joke. It's make like a fetus and head out.
Yeah.
So apparently people have never heard that before.
I just heard it for the first time a week ago.
Yep.
Really?
So, yeah.
And that's how I got that one.
Brother fetus.
So what day did you start?
March 15th.
Nice.
I'm slow as fuck.
No, that's perfect.
I'm still in Irwin, so I'm still in Irwin. So after this, either tomorrow or on a Monday, depending on how I feel, I'm gonna head back to Irwin. And then I would like to see between Irwin and here because apparently it's really, really nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how this makes you feel, but you look fast.
Yeah.
I'm slow as fuck.
I mean,
I can't do more than 10, 11 miles a day.
Yeah. I mean, I was not the creator of any land speed records for sure. In fact, that's what I've told everybody back home is because I'm gonna hike for a little bit. And it's I have no idea how long it'll take me or what, because historically, not exactly the fastest hiker.
Yeah, no, that's. Most days I'm just 5 miles? That was good enough.
Perfect.
That'll do.
Oh, I'm the worst though, because I'll wake up 8, 9 o'clock, and you're like, okay, it's getting hot. Now it's getting hotter, but March it was 8, 9 o'clock, kind of cold. Okay, let's slowly get out of bed. Let's slowly make breakfast. Next thing I know, it's noon. I'm like, crap, I should probably pick up my stuff.
Have you ever done negative miles in a day?
No, and I'm really, really surprised I haven't yet.
You will.
Last Friday, I lost my cell phone.
Yes.
Right, so...
Still gone?
Hold on.
Sorry. I'm stepping on the story. Stepping on the story.
A funny story. We hit the mom's store, Allen Gap.
Yeah.
We eat some ice cream in Allen Gap. That place is shady as hell. I love it. I love it. There's like bullet holes in the windows, and it's just a big concrete building with a spray painted sign that says "Moms." Right?
Get in the van. It's fine.
Right. I kind of had this inclination that we were gonna get kidnapped in the back, but we hit that, and it was pouring by the time we hit that. So the weather let up a little bit, and we're like, let's go up to the top of the next hill, camp up there. We're not making it to the shelter right now. So we get up there, we start camping. And not like 2 hours later, maybe 3 hours later, we're like, I feel good. There's 3 of us. 2 of us were just like, this might be a long night. It was. We had to. So that was Thursday. Friday morning came around, and we're like, were you up all night shitting your brains out? Yeah, so was I. Like, that sucked. So Friday morning, that morning, we decided to just hike back to the road again. So we went backwards a little bit to hitch out, just to get some real toilets, basically, because we were like almost out of toilet paper, and we still had 3 days till Irwin.
Yeah,
it's like that's not happening.
No
way. So we got back into town. So we get down to Mom's. We drop our packs, and my cell phone's in the hip pocket of my pack, and we got hitched real quick, much quicker than what I thought, so it surprised me.
Yeah.
So this truck pulls up, says, all right, jump in. So we just push our bags up top and jump in the back.
Yeah.
And in the transition,
it's slung out.
It somewhere.
Yeah.
Not in the dude's truck, because the dude came back to us. He took us like to Martin or something, to the Ingalls down there.
Right.
Not quite to Irwin. We're trying to get to Irwin.
Yeah.
Not quite to Irwin, but we're trying to get to Irwin and get to the Ingalls, and I'm like, I gotta check my bank account because I want some drink at Irwin or at the Ingalls. I'm like, oh shit, where's my phone?
Oh.
So I'm sitting there, I'm getting something to eat anyways, and the old guys came back and they're like, oh, check the truck. Check the bed. It wasn't in the bed. It's like, nope, dropped out in the parking lot. So then I finally got a phone, a phone that I could get online with, and that's when I started posting everything.
Yeah.
That day we hitched 3 times to get to Irwin.
Jesus tits.
You would think, it's like a 20-mile drive from where we were, maybe 15, 20 minutes max, and yet we had to hitch 3 times.
Yeah.
We also lost somebody the same day. He had to go home. It was Songbird. But
that's gotta suck.
2 days ago, when we got here finally, because I spent a week at Miss Janet's, the wonderful Miss Janet.
Yeah.
Let us stay in her backyard for a long time.
Nice.
So we helped her. We were supposed to come help split wood, but a group got out before us, like hitched or something, got here way before us and finished 3 cords of wood in a day with a log splitter.
Wow.
I'm kind of mad about that because I wanted to run the log splitter. But it was cool. We got here and it was just like, yeah, we're done. It's like, well, shit. Now what am I supposed to do? I wanted to help Miss Janet. And she said, just don't worry about it. But I think so we got here on Thursday. My new phone came to Mount Rogers. Picked that up, turned it on, got it set up on Thursday. Friday happened. Wednesday. Thursday happened. Friday, yesterday. You see my shorts.
Yeah.
I've got no pockets.
Yeah.
So it was in the waistband the entire day on Thursday.
The new phone.
Fine. Yeah, perfectly fine. Thursday all day. Even at the bonfire. I don't know if you guys were at the bonfire either last night or 2 nights ago. And for like 3 hours, you just danced.
Yeah.
Like I was the only one out there. and eventually, everyone started coming around. And it was really cool. But all night I had my phone right here.
Just fine.
Or like set down somewhere with the rest of my stuff. Perfectly fine. Last night I went to go do the same thing, and within 10 minutes my phone was gone. New phone lasted 2 days. But I'd rather have lost it here. I'd rather have lost it on the trail somewhere.
Yeah.
Besides Mom's.
Yeah.
That way I could go back and find it. I'm hoping it shows up again.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know what I'm gonna do now. Like,
Yeah. God.
I don't know if I have to.
3 times the charm.
Yeah, right. Just send me a burner and like a camera.
Yeah.
Because I'm done. I can't be trusted with expensive things.
So, where are you from?
Rising Sun, Maryland.
Oh, okay.
It's about like 45 minutes outside of Baltimore.
Okay.
It really is. It's It's horses everywhere. The horse farm, Cecil County, Maryland, is a huge.
You said horses everywhere.
Horses
Everywhere. They can't be trusted.
No. My legs are burning.
So, one of the questions I'm asking this year. So, where you're from, what does barbecue mean to you? Is it a noun or is it a verb?
It's a verb.
Yeah.
It's a barbecue.
It's a verb up north, and it's a noun
barbecue.
down south.
We're gonna have a barbecue.
Yeah.
All right. That includes hot dogs, hamburgers, and barbecue.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Whatever that entails.
Does Maryland have a signature barbecue?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not that I know of, at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a huge barbecue person.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I love pulled pork. We do full pigs as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Really, Maryland is known for its seafood.
Exactly.
I mean,
Which is funny because I just read that Maryland gets majority of its crab from North Carolina. No.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
that sucks.
Sorry to take that away from
God damn it.
Maine, but
Why
it
did
is
you
known.
tell me that?
He lost his phone. He lost his seafood
known
now.
for its seafood.
Well, partially why is because we're trying to let the bay repopulate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it has been it's getting to the point where it's like, all right, we're doing too much.
Yeah.
We're taking too many
You
crabs,
guys have a lot
too
of
many
bay
oysters.
pride.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Bad joke.
I mean, I love the blue crabs that come out of our bay, but I love Alaskan king crab.
Yeah.
Fucking long, God.
Well, on
really
that
long
same
crabs.
vein, what's the one food that when you finally go home,
Oh, gosh.
you're gonna want? That's the first thing you're gonna want to eat when you get home that you can't get out here.
I don't know, because everything out here I've
Enjoyed.
like it's not been.
But there's not. Is there like
Like
a
my-
restaurant back home you want to go to? And you
Oh
get
yeah,
back,
I mean we have a local restaurant called Steak and Maine. It's in Northeast Maryland. We know the owner. We know everybody there. We're kind of like a bar topper there, but I am especially.
Yeah.
But it's oysters, steaks, and sushi.
Oh no. Oh.
So yeah,
Nice.
it's like seafood and steaks basically.
Nice.
And they make some really really fantastic steaks there, and I guess I would do some.
That'd be
steaks
the
there.
one.
It's the same restaurant that does a steak challenge for the Food Network.
Oh really?
It's called the Great Steak Challenge.
Huh. I'm not familiar with it.
32 ounces of it's like 5 different cuts, plus a side of vegetables, plus a full potato, baked potato,
Right.
and you have an hour to finish all of it.
I just saw this thing posted the other day. There's a female competitive eater who did 2 of those 72-ounce things.
Yeah.
She did 2 of them.
Yeah.
The full dinners in 1 hour.
Ow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
This
she's
makes
like
me hurt.
115 pounds.
Yeah,
I went to college with a girl who was smoking hot, like super duper hot, and she was a competitive eater, and I mean, like, shorter than me. I'm not a tall person.
We can move this if you want to get in.
You
and out
could
of the sun.
bounce a
Yeah.
quarter off of her anywhere you choose, and
could I?
yeah, you sure could. And but she would like, and she would get people to give her money for it because like she'd go to a wing eating contest and they'd all be like, oh, that tiny girl, obviously she will lose, and she would beast. And yeah, she was also a stripper on the side.
Hey, that's where all the energy goes.
Triple
threat.
Right?
I don't know what the third thing is.
The bouncing the quarter.
Yeah, that's
Obviously,
a
is the-
threat. Threat number 1.
That's just a positive right there.
So, any interesting animal experiences so far?
Oh, I've run into a turkey. I physically ran into Tom Turkey.
Do you want to stand right there so you're not
I
burning?
think I might. My fair skin, my very hairy legs. Actually, I feel like I'm gonna step on something there.
It's all right.
Yeah, no, but I ran into a turkey in the Smokies, right almost up on top of Rocky Top.
Oh yeah.
we came out that shelter right before Rocky Top, and you hit nice little bald there.
Yeah.
And right there's a bunch of laurel, and as I'm coming back through the laurel, a turkey was running this way and hits me. And the fucker was like that big, like my
They're
waist
really
height,
big, yeah.
my waist height at the head, but he was ducked down, so he wasn't even fully stood up. He hit me and ran the other way, and I almost fell over. That was actually really scary. Because I had no idea what it was at first, because I had already passed, and I must have spooked it out of the bushes. And I guess it thought it was going to be behind me or something. I don't know. That was really scary. The Smokies also gave us a very friendly deer.
Okay.
Like almost a button buck. You know, not quite that high of antlers yet.
Yeah.
Who would stay from, you know, what's that, 10 feet, 15 feet right here?
Yeah.
That close to us at all times for like 3 hours.
Oh.
And just walked around, and he would come in, eat a little bit, and then leave the shelter area a little bit, like drop down one side of the hill, drop down one side, the other side of the hill, and just circled us.
Yeah.
And there's dogs all over the place too, and he didn't care.
You will be so
Which
excited
is
when
weird
you get
'cause
to the
it's the Smokies.
Shenandoahs.
I've done Shenandoahs before,
You're
so.
just gonna like squee with joy.
Yeah, I've done the
all day,
Shenandoahs
every
before.
day.
I'm still thinking about aqua blazing.
Yeah. I would. If I were doing it again, I probably would. Not that anybody should do it.
Apparently, you can do a 3-day, which takes you to the northern part of the Shenandoahs, but you still have like 50 miles left. And then you can do like a 5-day, which takes you like Harper's Ferry.
Oh, wow.
Which I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I walked past a bear, didn't realize it. Climbing Klingman's Dome. It was a miserable day. It had been raining for 2 days before. It was nice because it was cold, and I liked that. But you couldn't see, 4 cars from us. Like it was so fogged in. You couldn't see up the hill at all. It was real nice because it's a big conifer forest and whatnot, and it looked very Jurassic, like pre-human esque. Like there was moss and like shit hanging from trees and all this conifer. It was like, wow, this is really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then you would go from like conifer to field, conifer, and it would just kept doing that as you climbed up to those stupid steps.
Yeah.
600 feet or whatever of steps that sucked ass. The first field, I passed by, and I have my headphones in, and I'm just chugging along, and I actually stop at the end of that field and trying to catch my breath, and Songbird comes up from behind me and says, "Dude, did you see that bear?"
What are you talking about?
No, I didn't see the bear. Like, what are you talking about? And he goes, "Dude, you just passed a bear maybe 10 feet from you." I was like, "What are you, really?" And I'm looking back, and there's nothing there.
Ignorance is bliss.
The bear was apparently sitting up against a tree, the comical legs out in front of him on his haunches. Yeah,
Hilarious.
just staring at me as I go by, because Songbird was maybe a second or two behind me, and he watched this bear watch me go by, and then turn to him. Songbird waves,
let's go.
and then goes around and just keeps going. And the bear kind of just got up and left the other way.
Well, see, that was my first bear experience. I've told it a million times, but it was like,
My drink.
oh yeah, it's melting. Well, mine, I had a bear run 3 feet in front of me. It was a cub, and Barf, who I was hiking with, he obviously he spooked it.
Yeah.
But the big question is, did he spook mom first? Because a lot of moms teach their young ones to run.
Yeah.
And so that's the one that's always like, did he just not realize there was a bear behind him or in front of him or something like that, and he just kind of missed it? The other thing about Barf is that and hopefully he'll be on the show soon, but he told a story one time, kind of like you with that turkey, that this 2-legged bird, and he's like, it wasn't a turkey, but it was tall. It was like emu.
Yeah.
And I forgot where we were. I want to say Virginia or something like that.
Is this the story where the thing was walking around his tent, or?
Oh no!
I don't know. I remember someone saying that they heard. It was right outside.
I had a
Virginia.
mountain lion around me. I didn't hear it though.
That was your ostrich.
Yeah, the ostrich.
Yeah. There was the ostrich. But no, he was just hiking along ahead of me. And he said that it was like you were going through something kind of, 3-4 feet high, grassy kind of stuff. And that just this thing came out, went up, and just turned around and went off. And he's like, it was tall and skinny. And it just looked at him and was and then went down the trail about 10, 20 feet and then just off into the things. He was just like, What was that?
That's weird.
I just really like your emo sound.
Yeah. You know, it kind of sounds like a turkey.
Perfect.
You know, almost like a turkey. Maybe it could have been a turkey.
Maybe it was a turkey.
When I was in the Smokies, I saw like gigantic turkey prints that I did not know what a turkey print looked like.
It's like a dinosaur, like.
And I was like, there are velociraptors.
Right.
Like, that's
Everywhere.
obviously what's happening here. So much, in fact, that I took a picture of it. They must have just died because I went there. I don't know if the outfitter's still there, the Happy Hiker in Gatlinburg. But I went to the Happy Hiker.
I think it is.
I bought new insoles. And on my way out, I was like, by the way, I saw these really interesting tracks. Can you tell me what these are? And they were like, no, we've never seen anything. Like, they totally were just like, we don't know what that is. You should really
That's
you
hilarious.
should keep an eye out for that. And I was
that's
like,
hilarious.
turkey tracks.
Cool. Did you go to Gatlinburg?
I did. My dad picked us up at Clayman Dome.
What'd you think of Gatlinburg?
It is the Vegas of the mountains.
The Myrtle Beach of the mountains, what I like to call it.
It is a boardwalk city in the mountains.
Yeah.
It's the
I
Jersey
understand
Shore
that, right?
meets Tennessee.
The worst part is what's the town right outside of that?
Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, Pigeon
Yeah.
Forge. We were driving through Pigeon Forge, and that one was even funnier because it was like go-kart, mini golf,
Dollywood.
Old-time photo.
old-time photo,
Old-time photo.
repeat 70 times.
Yep.
Yeah.
The same thing, Dollywood, repeated another 70 times.
Yep.
And it's like, God, how do you have this many like go-kart, and they're building more tracks
exactly.
and like more mini golf
Around
things.
here, go-karting is serious business.
That's kind of
really
like
is.
in Virginia Beach, kind of close to the military bases.
Yeah.
There's it goes strip club. These will be in the same strip, like same strip mall. It'll be strip club, pawn shop, bail shop, and then
Bail
strip
shop.
club, bail bonds. Yeah, but it's funny in Gatlinburg. I think you can buy a bong upstairs at every store.
Yeah. I think
So you can have your photo taken downstairs and go upstairs and buy a plastic bong.
Yep.
That's just bad health. Plastic. Who does that?
Who smokes out of plastic
Hikers.
bongs? dirty hikers, people on vacation.
Oh, there was a sign. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but everyone has come actually hiked into here. It's either after Roan Mountain or right before Roan Mountain. They're like, there's a sign on the side of the trail that just says, something about hikers being rude and inconsiderate to like animals or whatever,
Yeah.
because some dog was some asshole let their dog loose.
Yeah.
Because there's no leash laws in most of these states down here.
Yeah.
So the dog, they're living right on the trail, so the dog follows hikers out. And yeah, the hikers probably fed it along the way, but a couple days later, it got hit by a car. And the sign's like, now the 4-year-old doesn't have its dog or whatever, like trying to guilt people, but they spelled hikers wrong.
Hick? Yeah, hickers. Hickers.
Damn. Hickers.
And there was like, damn hickers, damn dirty hickers or something like that. I'm like, if you say that in any type of southern accent, it sounds racist. Horribly.
True. True story.
So you have a sticker on, says the Thru-Hiker yearbook. Tell us about it.
I mean, the yearbook is awesome. I love it. I love the fact that they're doing this.
Yeah.
This is the second year they're doing it. So I guess I don't even know where the hell we are in comparison to where they are. But on the other side of town, they're doing basically your picture. They get your picture taken and get up in that yearbook.
Yeah. And they give you a sticker for it. That's
They
pretty
give
cool.
you a sticker. Actually, some other guy gave me this sticker who's helping them with. He's working for the yearbook, but he's not at the place that they're taking pictures.
Gotcha.
He's at the tents down by the sponsors down actually on the trail.
Yeah.
I am going to enjoy coming back into Damascus when there's not all these people.
Yeah.
Because then I can just keep walking.
Yeah.
And not get distracted. I spent a week in Hot Springs.
A week.
A week.
Nice.
There are $2.50 mystery beers at Spring Creek Tavern or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Is that the one's right for the bridge?
Right on the bridge.
Yeah, right on the bridge,
Yeah, yeah,
basically. 250 mystery beers. And yes,
Sounds like a challenge.
Yes, most of those beers were out of date.
Yeah,
Flat.
well, hey.
They tasted all right, especially if you already had 5. But but it was legit. Like, you could have had, it was anything from. Well, so they were all either local, North Carolina stuff, or they were craft beers. They were all craft beers for $2.50.
Wasn't 250 PBRs. Or
No,
anything.
but PBRs were $2.50. So it was like you can get a tall boy of PBR for $2.50, or you could get anything from the mystery box. Basically, it could be a can, like a small can, a tall boy, a bottle for $2.50.
Reminds me. Do you ever watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? You ever watch the show? They have their microbrew.
Yes.
They just pour out all their old beers into a trash can.
So if they were gonna give me a cup, and it's like, here's your mystery beer. No. Hey, my friend, where did that come? What rag did you squeeze that out of? I know your game here.
I know how this works. I know how you people do this.
Yeah. Oh man, but a week there. There was also the weekend of the River Festival.
Okay, yeah.
Big music festival, which I thought was going to be a bluegrass festival. It turned out to not be a bluegrass festival, so I was a little sad, not disappointed, but I was just a little sad.
Yeah.
But Larry Keel was there.
Oh wow, cool.
He was one of the headliners.
Yeah.
Soul something was, I don't know all the bands.
Yeah.
But it was pretty nice.
Yeah. He used to play this little small bar in Raleigh, probably about the size of MoJoe's.
Yeah.
And it was he and the Steep Canyon Rangers. And we're talking like 99, 2000.
Now, was this Steep Canyon Rangers
This was Steep Canyon Rangers with the hot fiddle player.
Was this with Steve Martin or without Steve Martin?
Oh, pre-Steve Martin.
Okay.
Steve Martin didn't even know who they were at the time.
Okay.
No, and like, hey, nothing against the guy that plays fiddle now, but the girl that played fiddle for him back in the day, oh my God. So what's on tap for the rest of the day? Going to the prom?
Yeah, I'm going to the prom, the hiker parade. Still trying to find my phone. That's number one right now. I have a small tear in my rainfly, so I'm gonna give that to Big Agnes. My stuff sack for Big Agnes ripped, so I'm gonna have to give that to Big Agnes. I got a new pack from, I don't know how to say it, but Deuter.
Yeah.
All right, Deuter.
I like it.
Deuter. I mean,
Whatever works.
The second day I had it, I bought it in Tennessee. We hiked two days out, and in the shelter I had it hanging, off of the mouse, pinata things.
Yeah. I saw a picture somebody put up the other day, and it was somebody who was out for a day hike. They're like, "What are these things?"
Bear pinatas.
And then somebody was like, "It's some kind of really weird art project, I think." And I was like, "This is great. This is great."
Yes, just hang yourself.
It is one of the weirdest art projects ever.
It was just hanging there, and the shelter's full of people. And my pack's probably the only one hanging, not touching anything. And the straps that connect the brain to the body,
Yeah.
a mouse chewed almost halfway through it. Second day I had it. It's like, son of a...
You gotta stop getting new shit,
Right?
man.
This is why I didn't buy new shit to begin with.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Why you can't have nice hikes. Well, cool, man.
This trip, to begin this trip, it was like half garage material, half Walmart material. So it was just like, how cheap can I get? Because I'm going real cheap. Hardware. What's up, man?
So you don't miss your day job at all, do you?
No. I mean, I miss the people that work there.
Yeah.
I miss how easy it was. My IT job was awesome.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I don't know, I kind of miss it, but
Yeah.
what I don't miss is sitting all day.
Yeah.
And getting fat.
Yeah, you and I would commiserate over Facebook and whatnot about our crappy jobs while we're at them.
3.5 years, and I gained like 50 pounds.
I was gonna say, you've slimmed down since you've been out here.
I've lost 20 pounds in the first month alone.
I didn't want to say anything until you said it. I was like, am I thinking of a different fat guy?
Oh, gee, thanks.
I'm just kidding. What do you think I'm talking?
2 months later, it's just like, I don't think I lost any more weight. That might be a good thing. Or I should stop drinking so much. This is no longer a thru hike to me. This is drink across America. how many breweries can we hit on the East Coast? Because fuck, I might just go back to North Carolina.
Yeah.
Asheville, here I come.
Yeah, we've got enough of them. Gosh. Yeah, oh God, we have 3 in the town that I live in, and then yeah, and it's a small town. It's like the size of Damascus. Actually, it's smaller than Damascus.
It's quite a bit smaller.
3?
Yeah, 3.
And they're awesome.
Yeah, they're
Alcoholics or something?
North Carolina just has this. Well, Asheville's Beer City, USA.
Yeah, now it is. It's top. I think it's top 5 or like it's in the top 5. I think it's number 1 now. Finally,
It was number 1 for a few years, but that's because the rest of the country didn't know it was a competition. And so once Beer Magazine, got a little bit bigger, and people were like, "Oh wait, what now?" And so it was always Eugene or Portland and Asheville, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
I heard Philly was always
Really?
top 5.
Well, they've got that microbrew.
Well, they.
They just pour it all into a trash can.
Oh yeah.
Hey-o.
Yeah.
Callbacks.
Oh okay. That's what
Just being a
like
dick.
what?
The caffeine's
No,
finally
because
kicking in. My
the
brain's
Philly-
working now.
I really need Monster. I don't have enough sugar in me
Oh,
yet.
I had one of those. I'm 3/4 of the way through a Coke Zero, and I haven't had little chocolate donuts in I don't know how long. So it's coursing through my veins now. I got up at 6.
Where'd you get that Monster?
Huh?
Where'd you get that Monster?
Across the street.
Sitco.
Yeah.
Oh, I might have to go out and
The
get some.
bodega.
The local bodega.
Bodega.
I mean, you go in there, you're like, there's only two rows of shelves in here. That's a lot of floor space. How is this place staying open?
I have been so busy for the last week that for somebody that normally sleeps a lot, I've been averaging like 4.5, 5 hours a night, which is just not. I mean, that's a nap for
Yeah.
me. So, the amount of caffeine, and yesterday I think it was that I had a Red Bull and chased it with a cup of coffee, and I was like, if I have a heart attack like in the next couple of days, I would have to go to the hospital and be like, I did it to myself. Like,
did it.
this is totally my fault.
That's
my bad.
how I imagine
My-
myself dying out here.
My self-care just like plummeted.
Self-induced heart attack. I can't tell you how much I drink out here, like just Red Bull or Monster-wise. I'll pack it out. Like, I'll get like a 6-pack of Monster, and I'll pack them out.
Oh, wow.
And it's just like, all right, I don't need the weight, but
Drink it
I realized in, I think it was New Hampshire, that 5-Hour Energy turned me into a superhero, but I needed to
horrible.
be completely prepared for the fact that I would drink it. For like 20 minutes, I'd be like, "Drum, drum, 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 drum," and then all of a sudden I would be like, gotta shit now. Like it was like if you, and there was a part of New Hampshire where it was like very rock scrambly, and I had to kind of hang my ass over the side of like a big rock, like holding onto roots to poop, because
I just do that normally.
there was just nowhere.
The coolest places you can poop, I always find. Like, that's
for
my
you.
goals out here. I set my standards pretty high.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, the perfect trees,
Yeah.
the perfect logs. If I can shit off a cliff, I will. I've done it. I mean, let's not leave no trace, but...
Yeah,
I can't wait
as
to
long
see
as
your
it's-
McAfee knob picture.
As long as it goes down.
Oh, God. I might kill myself on McAfee Knob doing that.
I literally lately have, I don't know what happened. I used to be a zipline guy. I used to be 50 feet in the air all the time, no
Yeah.
problem at all. I've recently just like had this whole heights thing. I don't know where it came
yeah,
from.
kind of the same way.
And it just came out of nowhere. And I'll see pictures of McAfee's knob, and I'm just like,
Give you the sweaty ass.
yeah. It's like my hands start
It does-
sweating
it
immediately.
does
Like
immediately go clammy. Like, oh man.
Like no. But have you seen the A Walk in the Woods poster yet?
I have seen it. It's awesome.
Have you seen it?
Yes.
I mean, they're 3 times the size
I
of human
just
beings.
don't know why they're giants. Why?
My favorite thing was I
It
posted
makes it a less cool picture. Like, why don't they understand?
Yeah, I know, because
When you make them bigger, it makes McAfee Knob look smaller.
Yeah, right?
It's like,
Yeah.
I feel like there's a penis joke in there somewhere, but I'm not gonna.
Well,
I mean, just let it fly.
Yeah.
Just let it fly.
I mean, thinking back to our experience at Amicalola when they were filming it and we were there for it, we were like, oh, that guy has a fishing pole in his backpack.
And a lantern.
Wait, that guy also has a fishing pole in his backpack.
I can't tell you how many fishing poles I've found out here. Like, people carrying them and then just leave them. It's like, how far did that get you? How often did you use that?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
You had grand visions of fishing for your dinner, didn't you?
I
Didn't you?
met one guy. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I met one guy who has a license for every state that he'll be going through.
Wow.
It's like, how much money did you spend on fishing licenses just for your trip?
Like, because you never know.
And how many times have you fished so far? Once,
Yeah.
twice?
Yeah.
Good luck. I
Yeah.
mean,
Is it worth it?
I mean, yeah, no, because there's not a lot of places to fish out here.
No, not at all.
I mean, this is nice.
Yeah.
NOC was nice. Hot Springs was nice. I mean, the big towns are nice, but
Yeah.
if you just want to do it out on the trail,
yeah.
you're going to run through creeks. You're not running through rivers, really, so
Yeah.
far.
I remember when I used to work at NOC, this guy came in. It was 2004, so not everybody had a cell phone with a camera on it,
Yeah.
And
Or
so,
could keep hold of one. I mean,
or keep it, Jesus. But no, so this guy comes running in the store, and he just goes, "Do you guys sell disposable cameras?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can I buy it in a second?" And I was like, he's like, "And can you come outside and take a picture of me real quick?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I go outside, and this dude has this rainbow trout, like, and it's like one of the biggest ones I've seen come out of the Nantahala. It's like, oh my God. He's like,
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he's just like, all right, cool. Boom. But throws it back in and goes back inside and buys the disposable camera.
Emergency. No, really. You got to see this.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I could tell by the look on his face. I'm like, all right, let's see. He's like,
I want to
Can you come take my picture?
see what this guy's cooking.
Would have been great if he had gone around the back and been like, zip, and just pulled his, like, oh, that's why you wanted to dispose of the camera.
that's
I fell for it again.
And it was damn it. And it was one of the biggest ones I've ever seen. Oh, man, I need to take a break. But, man, thank you so much, Chris, for coming by. And we'll see you tonight at the prom. Absolutely. Woo. Oh, man. Give me a waiting page. How are you on Fox?
Okay, so Too Loud eventually found his phone that evening. But then he went to go take a nap, and he missed out on winning the big Backpacker magazine giveaway that was basically a backpack filled with like over $1,000 worth of prizes. They called his name, but he didn't care. Must be because he can't. However, later that evening, at the Thru-Hiker prom, Too Loud was voted prom winner. And the prize that we gave away was a brand new Kelty backpack and a pair of trekking poles. So he did wind up winning something. It wasn't thousands of dollars worth of prizes, but he won something. We'll talk a little bit more about the prom on the next episode whenever I'm finally back with Puss. So anyway, do us a favor. Go to AppalachianTrials.com, sign up for the Thru-Hiker registry, and then when you've completed the trail this year, send old Zach Goodbadger Davis your summit photo so he can share it with the world. Also go to Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and look for @PoxandPuss. Let's see, I'm @PoxHoliday. If you need to get in touch with me via email, poxholiday@gmail. Also do us a favor. Please visit our iTunes page and leave us a 5-star review. We read all 5-star reviews, even if you give us a 1-star comment. How about that? We just read somebody's grocery list the other day because that's what they left as their 5-star comment. So, hey, it happens. Really helps out the show if you do give a 5-star review and write something about it. You can also find us on Stitcher if you're an Android user. Leave a review there as well. Oh, call us at 828-394-4526 with your favorite memories from trail days, or just put our phone number into your phone right now. That in case you're like on the trail and something crazy happens, you can leave us a message and we'll play it on the show. If this was your first time listening to us, go back and listen to episode 4. Start there. If you can make it through that one, we'll be friends for life. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Hey, I've been reading, I downloaded some free Kindle books, and one of them is about this girl that hikes the PCT, her account of it. So I've been reading that, and it's
Is it called Wild?